And we're back. What's going on? Um, yeah, you guys go outside,
Mhm.
and on the horizon, let's say to the east, where that road that you started off on was, um, you see maybe 20 or 30 blue dots. Like, imagine you're inside a solid sphere, and there's like fingertips pushing impressions into it.
Mhm.
So you see like these glowing circles in the air, like trying to break through and into your state.
All
And
right.
it's kind of unclear what is outside of your state. But if you want to do a miracle, you have to pierce the boundary yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You were going to do something, weren't you? Um, Zen? Is that still true?
Um,
Or do you want to wait?
yeah, I'm gonna wait. We got to figure out what this thing is first and what's going on. I think.
Okay. And I can't. So you're saying that in order to first do like a divination miracle, I'd have to about what is threatening my domain. I would have to basically pierce the barrier.
Yeah. So fortunately, like you get the 3 MP discount, and I
Hmm.
think you guys decided it would be a level 2 autocratus on
That's what
a
I think too, yeah.
chancel. Let me check that.
It might have been me.
Border is a little stronger than usual. Okay. So yeah, it's probably a 3.
Okay.
So your discount and the border value are the same.
Okay.
So you get no discount on your divination.
Oh, I see. So when you say breakthrough, you just mean the divination would be harder.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. I thought I'd have to do something to like narratively break through it.
You could if you want to use one of your bonds. That will help.
I don't see one that I do or
Sure.
afflictions. And I think it would be domain. Let's find out. Lesser divination. That's know thyself. Um, that doesn't look like it. Um,
It does in this case because it's something that's attacking your domain.
okay. Then my domain is 2 itself, so I will just use Miracle 2. I
Sure.
don't need a discount, so I don't have to spend Miracle points.
So what you see is a female figure outside, and she's wearing this long dress, and underneath the dress are coming like large, like translucent, glowing blue tentacles, and they are trying to push their way into your your chancel.
Interesting.
Um, it looks kind of like a floating jellyfish, almost like there's this
But with a woman on top, like
polyp.
an Ursula kind of thing.
Yeah, like inside the polyp, there's this female form.
It's the
Okay.
imperator of hentai, and we're all screwed.
The
Literally?
imperator of Rule 43. We have to make this show more popular, guys.
Wait, 40. Okay.
No, it's an excrucian.
Okay.
Oh, that was fast.
So we know that
Punch
this
the
thing is
nail.
an excrucian.
Yep.
I think
It-
yeah.
Immediately, I am putting up a barrier.
Sure.
Yeah, I yell that out as soon as I know. Like if I'm making the thing.
Is it attacking all your estates simultaneously? Like, is that the...
Technically, it's just trying to break its way into.
It's attacking the chancel. It seems.
It's attacking your imperator. It intends to destroy your imperator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm,
I think I would go to our imperator then. Will you
Okay.
take action?
Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah.
I'm going to do a what is it? It's a difficulty 5 domain miracle, lesser destruction.
Okay.
put an impossible barrier between someone and their destination. So I think what's going to happen, being that this is Wanderlust doing this, and I'm destroying their impulse to get in, basically.
I see.
All right, I'm going. So you want to have a difficulty 5. Gosh, what happens in a tie? I think I decide.
And is this the thing where I could pump a little bit more power into it when I feel some resistance to that
No.
and make it a 6, or no? Okay.
Nah. Once the action is declared, and then I'll resolve the action. My gosh, I just want it to be a tie. I don't want to know about capacities. If it's a die, I decide who should win. Choosing the defender if they think someone is basically defending themselves. Yeah, okay. So in that case, Zen, you destroy their desire to break through the barrier. In which case, it was also your intent for that to make them stop trying to enter the chancel. So you see the tendrils, withdraw, and it goes quiet, like the earthquake stops. But also, like you feel like their intention to destroy the Imperator remains. They're just now trying to find another way into the chancel.
I see. Cool.
So I think I turn to Robert and say, I feel like I have bought some time, but it may not last long. I don't think that even the 3 of us together can stand against whatever that is outside. We should act quickly.
What do we do against something like that?
I would recommend running and leaving. But
it doesn't want us. It wants him. And I just point down through the ground, in the general direction of I probably point towards the castle or tower that he is, or our Parador is in Umaya.
I will not pretend to understand the depths of the bond between us and Umaya, but Umaya being destroyed would surely have an impact on us, on what we have become.
And I don't want to die. I don't think we run from this. Otherwise, we're basically dead.
I think there's only one being in this place that would know how to help us. And unfortunately, the last time we saw Umaya,
what about the
they
excursion?
were rather afraid.
Did you said you saw them. Would they not know how to kill one of their own?
Oh.
Would they likely not be enemies with this other one? If there are politics within our world and angels and stuff, there probably are within theirs.
I think the other excursion is rather indisposed at the moment. There's another issue we need to take care of. Something about a witch. At any rate, getting to the excursion is something I can only do, and even then is a very limited amount of time I can be with them.
So, while you guys are having this discussion, the excursion outside is going to try and get their way in again. What they do
Golden, before we
is...
get there, can I do it with Umaya?
Sure, let me just describe this, because it
Sure.
may not be immediately obvious. But near the boundary of the chancel, like, we see this herd of brontosauruses,
Mm-hmm.
and they are going to drop to the ground dead.
Hmm.
Okay. Do you think you might
And
feel that, Phineas?
I think I probably do. There's just there's a question I want to have with Umaya, just like prior to that,
Sure.
if that's okay with you.
Okay.
I
Back.
was going to say, they drop to the ground dead, and through that death, the Extrusion will be able to perceive inside creation as the sickness spreads inside the chancel.
Mm-hmm.
So this illness is spreading, and as it does, it's going to be able to know what's going on and target attacks inside the chancel. All right.
Mhm.
So you want to have this scene with Umaya. Like, Umaya could be crying for centuries. This is pretty bad news.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Totally, yeah, that's true. I am a very good counselor. For dealing with grieving people is my job. So, like, this isn't going to affect the action. I just want to do a scene where we establish some like facts about reality and figure out a little bit what's going on. So I think the way I start is I'd mentioned I go to Umaya, and I think the action is Umaya has all these maggots, right? I think
Yeah.
I'm quietly picking the maggots out of Umaya's body for a
Okay.
little bit.
Um.
And as I do this, like, does she I do this for some time. It takes. How does she react?
I don't think they do react. I mean,
Okay.
it becomes apparent that the maggots themselves aren't an injury.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. Yeah. I think it's symbolic more than anything else.
Right.
I think I ask her as I'm doing this, and as she continues to cry. I think say, I met your brother Michael. It was perhaps the greatest honor of my life.
I don't think she would react to that either. Like, she's still crying.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I said, the world is much bigger than I knew when I was immortal. It's you I have to thank for opening my eyes to the true nature of the world.
Okay.
I can just keep going. I'm just like I'm trying to like get
keep
it.
going.
Like, feel free to.
You want to set an intention about this?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to use my skill as counselor, and can I use a skill and a bond together?
Yes.
Okay, so skill as counselor, bond there for the poor and downtrodden. So that's 5 points
Right.
total.
Oh, that'll make your life better.
Yeah, I want. Let me figure out.
It definitely feels like these are things you need to say to feel good about yourself.
Right. That's definitely. What's the do something really effective, moving you closer to goals. I mean, my goals are to heal Imperator, so I think
Sure.
I need to get to. What am I trying to do? 7?
Yeah, 7 will definitely have an effect.
I'm at 5. I mean, I guess I can spend will to do that. Are we tracking will? Can I will? Is that a thing?
Yeah, you can spend will. You have 8 points of will. you just get your will back really fast.
Yeah, I'll spend all 2 of them.
All right.
This is worth it to me.
So you're at 9.
Yeah, and all to do is I just want to get her. I want to get them to talk with me a little bit and to be able to answer some questions about what's going on.
All right. So yeah, I think Umaya, eventually responds to your care, and they say, I can't remember the last time somebody cared to talk to me that wasn't trying to hurt me.
It's almost like we have some thematic conflict. I was out of character.
When I was trapped in the stone, all I knew was pain and sorrow. And I think it's all I know anymore.
What like being an angel before the fall?
I was a wanderer. I traveled the realms beyond creation. And everyone always followed in my footsteps to see the beauties I found. Sometimes the void is not creative on its own, but it mirrors us, and so it mirrors us in a way we don't respond. And I was never alone, because I always had a home to return to. But that has gone to my sister is dead.
If this is a flashback, then I think my character would be there as well. This is before the earthquake.
Sure.
And so I'll say your sister, like still brooding from a distance, but now my brooding expression is more soft.
There were 2 of us at this watch power. When I don't know what it was, but something attacked us. Like a large horde of creatures just descended upon us with one woman at the front. And we didn't have time to send out a warning or anything. They say that the
creator was killed by a large horde.
It's possible. It was possible that the same army I stopped, that we failed to stop, destroyed the creator. If only I had been stronger.
That army, no. Part of that army, merely, supposedly destroyed the creator itself. No amount of strength would have helped you.
We don't know that. It could have been more prepared. We could have anticipated.
But you weren't in charge of that. You were in charge of guarding.
Yes.
Say,
I think.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Primer.
I think for a moment, like what Robert is about to do is antithetic. Like it goes against his estate. I think there's probably a short conversation, or sageism itself is like, you have the power to make this being, to make your imperator suffer. Like you can condemn it, and you can condemn it for being weak and get the rush from that, and it would go into it would feel pain for 1,000 years and something like that. But I think Robert will push away from that this time, and do something that's kind of opposite to his estate, which is actually do the opposite, like heal pain, emotional. And he
Sure.
says, "The angels say what they say, but you are not responsible for this tragedy. You did the best you could and more. You lost everything. And you don't give it away as the angels believe, but it was taken from you. We will make them see this, and we will find out what truly happened. Describe the woman. Do you remember her?" And does he
Yes.
basically describe the tentacle woman that in the
Yeah.
very short future we
It's
will see?
like she's wearing a dress, and the dress is made out of like living threads, and the threads like surround her in a cloud.
Okay.
The threads have gotten much thicker since then.
Okay. Cool. Interesting.
I say you have traveled into the what is the
It's not quite nothingness. It's
A blankness?
a state of potential,
A
like clay.
blankness. It's like looking at a blank piece. Like, this is Robert saying this, but he's just kind of guessing.
Right.
He's like, is it like that?
Imagine if you had a piece of paper, and whatever you thought or dreamed would appear on that piece of paper and become real.
It's a realm of potential.
Yes.
Hmm.
And there are things in there that don't have to obey any law or any, sense of sanity. Things that could never exist in creation. And these things don't want to exist.
The way that we know existence?
In any way, they resent that
Existence.
they are become mirrors of us simply by our being.
So excrusions are meeseeks? Existence is pain?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I can do something with sadism in that. I'll just keep thinking about it.
She says, we didn't know it at the time. Zaphiel has explained to me the true nature of the excrucions. At the time, we thought they were literally just our mirrors. That they were perhaps the tools the Creator used to make us and make the world. But we do not seek our own destruction, usually.
So they seek to destroy us in order to be destroyed themselves?
Yes, they cannot cease to be until we also cease to be.
That... Okay.
Which also means we
Phineas,
cannot actually destroy them all.
Phineas says they have souls.
Not as you and I have them. They have souls in the sense that the concepts they embody, like the concepts that they mirror, remain even after they're destroyed. So a mirror's reflection, is continual. Even if you put the mirror in darkness, when there's light again, the image will reform.
I say, in Trek, you haven't told us yet what you like. I don't think you've told me.
He told
yet.
me. I can tell you.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the first opportunity I'd have to, actually. So I explained to you what Trek told me.
Yeah. Well, just to get us there, to make that transition, I think I say Tertnapushtam. Why did you enter into a contract with?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking Umaya.
I think Umaya says, I did not. This contract was entered into by the Locust Court, the ruling body of the world, as compensation for their unjust what's the word? They unjustly imprisoned him. Many different imperators, seeing an excrucian, bound him in chains and locked him away from the world when he had done nothing wrong. In retribution and to ensure that this crime did not occur again, he was given papers indicating that they were to be given safe travel throughout creation.
That sounds dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
But we believe, well, apparently Lord Entropy believes that by
Lord
allowing... We'll get to that later. But apparently the ruler of the Locust Court believed that by allowing this actor to remain in creation, we could learn better how to fight them and what form their attacks on us would take.
That makes sense, I suppose.
I say in creation, yes. And I think, Robert, I'm talking to you. I think I say, but to let a creature this loose on Earth could cause untold destruction. I think I have a way, and this is just me as a player making assumption of a thing I can do. I can argue in future in front of the Locust Court.
Sure.
I think I say I've read the document over and over, and I think I have a way to allow the contract, but keep them constrained their movement.
Well, they are currently constrained and not by us. Is that something that we want to change? Because we not breached the contract. We have allowed them. It's just that someone else has not allowed them freedom of movement. We are currently in no breach, and yet the excursion is bound.
I look confused. By whom? And I look at Umaya. I think I look at Umaya to assume that she has done that. They.
Yeah,
and I said, I do not know.
And I say Trek visited and looked for, what's his name?
Tertnapushtam.
Yeah, Tertnapushtam. Says Trek found. Is that a him? I think that's a him. If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looked for him, and found him bound in chains somewhere in this place. If we can talk to him, someone's bound him, and someone here has bound him. We haven't exactly had much time to get to know the locals.
That might be the stumbling point, though. They are bound within our chancel.
That is true, though our Imperator themselves, until very recently, was also bound.
It did not seem to matter the circumstances of the situation did not seem to matter to Zaphael. I'm sure the Locust Court would look upon this situation in a similar manner.
So this is a good place to stop this conversation. Remember, this
Yeah.
is a flashback that was
Yeah.
interrupted by an earthquake and
Right.
requiring immediate action.
That makes
Right.
sense.
So we could go on for a little bit, or we can stop here for tonight.
I'm okay to go on for about 5 minutes, not
Sure.
much longer.
So where do you guys want to pick this up?
Um,
Probably rushing
Probably-
back to Phineas
Yeah.
and Umaya about the
and Phineas, you sensing the
Incursion.
plague.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sorry, what was that?
I said, and Phineas, you sensing the plague could also be a good.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Phineas, you
Because
detect that.
if I remember correctly, we have sadistic dinosaurs here, and if you tell me about that, I have an ability that can make things that are sadistic immune to things to stop them from being sadistic, like dying.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I can do that too. What's
That's true because they are dinosaurs.
Yeah.
and
So
I
again,
think
you just
every-
argued that dead dinosaurs are still dinosaurs, so they would still be dinosaurs if they're dead.
That is true. I think I get to my estate. I'd like to understand what killed them.
Sure. So this is domain 2.
Yeah, which I can do for free within my chancel.
And it is a terrible illness that kills you almost instantly upon contracting it. And it's just spreading through all the wildlife. It is ignoring anything that is, mystically able to survive,
Okay.
because it's just using this illness to try and find out who stopped it from getting in the first place.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think I look at Trek and I say, Trek, we need a barrier.
very, very well I can attempt to do so again.
Can we? What's the best way for me to describe the zone, like the area where this is?
Just imagine it as like a slowly growing blob that is
Like
trying
it's a
to
miasma?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like
And it's
are we
probably-
going full, like Nausicaa of the Valley of the Winds kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just like this blob. Like if you imagine a map, it's like this big, and then it's more like an squiggly shape,
Mhm.
and then it grows twice as big.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think Trek, what I'm asking you to do is to like destroy the path that exists between where it is and where everything else is.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I can do that. So, am I?
I have
shifting off
another
the
idea
of our
for what I could
chancel?
do.
Like,
Yeah, I have another idea for what I could do if we need to, which is use my aspect to like suck it all into my lungs, the whole miasma thing, because you can drink a lake and stuff like that. So I figured you could probably breathe in the whole thing before it spreads.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then because I could just blow it into like a jar or something because it's air, so it would probably condense into liquid or something, and we'd close it.
Sure.
So
up to you guys.
So I would somehow know I could do that probably, and just say like I would probably not tell you the details in character. I'd probably say like I think I can go take care of this. If you want to just let me handle that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I nod.
Okay. Hold on, I just got a text, and we'll end it with probably this miracle because it has been 5 minutes, like we discussed.
Well, I'll tell you what happens after that, and then.
Okay.
All right. So you activate this miracle, right? And you're going to inhale all of this illness.
I think so. If you said it doesn't really affect people who
Right. It won't. So what happens is it doesn't hurt you, but the point of the disease was to find out who's stopping it.
Yes, and that
So it
wasn't me,
detects
but yeah.
you,
Yeah.
and as it does so, as you're sucking it into your lungs, which I assume you're 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that a level 7?
I'm checking. I think it's 6, but I'm not sure. It might be 7.
Yeah, 7 is more sense because
okay.
no longer requires things to make sense.
Yeah. Do I have a discount for this? And if so, how much?
You do. You do it for free because you get 3 discount.
Perfect.
So as it does so, the excruciating outside is able to sense you, and it uses a miracle on you. What this miracle does is create a clone of you.
I don't know if I want to resist that. Where? Here?
Right next to you. And this clone will be you before you became a power.
I'm definitely not resisting that because that sounds awesome.
All right, so that happens. You see yourself, and we'll end the session there.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So this, I'll just tell you guys, this is a war main. I gave her 2 domains, the domain of death and the domain of who you used to be.
Cool.
That's a badass domain.
Yep.
I love it.
Okay, I need to go immediately.
All right.
This was an
Catch you
awesome
later,
session. I think that this is getting more and more exciting every single time.
Totally. Yeah, no, this feels like we're really in like a good stride now.
Yeah. We were in the beginning, this is, as I was told, such a different game than anything else that I've ever played. It's not close. But it's really fun now that I'm wrapping my head around it.
I'm glad you enjoy it. Yeah, we'll figure out XP at the start of next session, I guess.
Sure. Yeah.
Which we don't know when that'll be, but
put it in. Well, I'll type in Roll20. Figure out XP at start of next session. So we'll all see that in Roll20. Okay.
All right. Thanks for playing, guys. I hope we play sometime this month.
Thanks
and
for
take care.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Being the Hollyhock God is half GMing and half just being really pretentious and self-important.
I mean, that's the most important part of the GM.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all about me, guys.